Step number one to getting more views and more followers on Instagram right now in 2023 with the latest Instagram algorithm update is making sure that you're actually giving the audience what they want. And you're probably wondering, Rob, how on earth can I actually know what my audience wants? But it's incredibly simple on Instagram. And if you're not implementing the things I share with you in this video, it's going to be the reason that you're not successful, because at the end of the day, there are 4 different ways for you to be able to determine what your audience actually wants to see. And the reason that you're not getting views or followers right now, or maybe you were getting views and followers in the past and then you've gotten away from that, is because you're just simply not delivering to the audience what they actually want to see. And Instagram knows that, because when Instagram sees that people aren't engaging with your content because they're not interested in it, well then guess what happens? People stop following you. You might even begin losing followers, and a lot of you, your views start to go down, or you never see that viral growth that you see so many of your competitors have. The first place that you need to look to see what kind of content your audience actually wants to consume is under the hashtags within your niche. And no, I'm not talking about the small hashtags. You need to be going under the big hashtags, and you need to be looking through the Reels section. And then what you need to do is you need to take note of what kind of topics are being used, what lengths are being used, and so much more. But essentially what you want to be looking for, you want to be finding posts from small creators, not verified creators, not creators with a ton of followers. You want to be looking for posts from small creators that have gotten over 50,000 views, because this is a clear indicator that this is something that there's actually an audience for on Instagram. But that's not the only place. There are 3 other places. The second place is just having a list of small creators within your niche. I recommend you have a list of 10 to 50 people where you can constantly be checking their content, and you can see what posts are they doing that actually pop off. Because again, if you're a small channel on Instagram and you're able to get more views than you have followers, well, guess what that means? That means that the majority of people that are viewing your video are people that don't follow you, and these are the real topics that you need to actually be touching on. The third place that you can look, I would set up a burner account or just use your own account and only engage with people within your niche. Then when you go to the explore page and when you go to the Reels feed, instead of seeing guys with a bunch of muscles or cars or a bunch of fashion stuff, if you are or are not in those niches, instead you'll see the things that are actually trending within your niche. What headlines are trending, what topics are trending, even what trends are trending or what sounds are trending. And this is ultimately going to make you a better creator. Now there is one more place that I'm going to share with you later on in this video, but before we can do that, I need you to smash that subscribe button. If you want to grow quicker on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, I literally upload a video about how to grow on these platforms every single day. In addition to that, I created a free Instagram growth course that'll tell you things like the best hashtags to use right now, because unfortunately, we're not gonna have time to cover that in this video. So go to the link in the pinned comment below, get into that right now. It is 100% free, but we can't just stop there. Now that you know where to actually find posts to see what kind of things are working within your niche, there are 4 things that you need to be paying attention to when you actually look at those posts. Because if you're not paying attention to these 4 things, well, you're missing out on exactly what Instagram wants to actually see. Because at the end of the day, all Instagram cares about doing, the only goal of the algorithm, is not to promote pretty people, not to promote rich people, not to promote ugly people. The simple goal of the algorithm is to give the audience what it wants, and they're going to do this based off of the watch history of what people have already watched. That's why when you see a trend on Instagram, for example, you see a dog video, you might have shared that video, liked that video, commented on that video, and then you're going to get more dog videos. The reason that this happens is because of the length of the piece of content, the topic of the piece of content, and 2 other things that I'm going to share with you in just a second. So key number 1 that you need to pay attention to is the actual topic of the content. This is going to mean so much. For example, Mike the Credit Guys in my mentorship program gained over 125,000 followers. And the reason that he's been so successful on Instagram is simply because he pays attention to what topics actually work. For example, if he makes a video about American Express or he makes a video about the Chase Sapphire card, both of those cards have different size audiences. They have different consumers. They have different awareness levels. So what does that mean? That means that those 2 videos get drastically different views, and this affects how many followers or how many views that he gets. The same thing will happen within your niche. Maybe you're in fitness, you talk about biceps or you talk about butts, they get different amount of views. The same exact thing in crypto. You might talk about Solana, or you talk about the fact that SBF was in JFK the other day. And again, these are going to get different amounts of views. So you need to make sure that you're actually paying attention to the topic, because this is one of the biggest indicators of whether or not Instagram is actually going to push out your content. Key number 2 is the actual format of the piece of content, and this is something that so many people overlook. Was there a green screen behind the person when the video did well? Was it maybe a skit format when the video did well? Was it a meme if the video did well? Was it a public interview? What was the actual format of the piece of content? Were they constantly changing the background? Were they outdoors? How was the lighting? All of these things matter. Was it a split screen? Those things really matter, because at the end of the day, somebody that watches content like that, they watch content like that, and you need to be taking advantage of that. If you see people doing these things either within your niche or more outside of your niche, you should try to bring it within your niche because it's going to allow you to get more views. Because essentially, people don't care whether it's your video or somebody else's video, as long as it's in the same format, it's on the topic that they like, and it matches the two other things I'm about to share with you. They're willing to watch the video, which leads to you getting more views and you getting more followers. And you need to understand something. This is constantly changing. In fact, if you're watching this video right now, if you've seen one of my videos before in the past, I've switched up the actual format. I used to have my call to action the first 30 seconds of the video. I moved it in this video 2 minutes in, and we're gonna see whether or not it works, because I think that I'll actually be able to get more engagement in the first 30 seconds of this video, which is going to lead to more engagement throughout the whole entire video, which ultimately is going to lead to more views and more followers. Now I know, talking about YouTube right now, but the same exact thing applies to Instagram. In fact, if you're struggling to get your watch time up on Instagram, I'm gonna share with you how you can do that in the last step of this video. And yeah, I'm sure you could have guessed it, it's one of the most important parts of this video. The third thing that you need to be paying attention to is the actual length of the piece of content that you're creating, because you need to understand people that watch 5-second videos get served 5-second videos. People that watch 10-second videos get served 10-second videos. So if you're making your videos the wrong format length, for example, if you're in the fishing niche, you're in the hunting niche, you're in the music niche, the singing niche, and you're making cover songs that are 13 seconds long, but people watch videos that are 30 seconds long or 5 seconds long, well then guess what? Nobody's actually ever going to even get the chance to view your video because you made it the wrong length, and that is why Instagram is not pushing out the piece of content. These are the types of things that you need to be thinking about. You need to be honed in on the topic. You need to be honed in on the format. You need to be honed in on the actual length of the video, and you need to make sure that you are getting people to complete the video. They need to watch 100% of it. This is one of the biggest focus points. In fact, I have a prediction. I think that Instagram later on in this year is going to release more in-depth analytics, the same way that YouTube has them, the same way that TikTok has them, the same way that if you've been following what's going on Twitter, Twitter's starting to release them too, because essentially all these social media platforms are fighting for reach right now, and they want to prove to you that you could get organic reach. Because ultimately, right now, it is easier to grow on Instagram than it ever has been before, because there's more organic reach, because there's more information about how the algorithm actually pushes things out, and because you can still get views from people that don't follow you, even if they don't follow you. If we go back a year ago, 2 years ago on Instagram, it was impossible to get views, it was impossible to get reach outside of the people that followed you. So it was just the biggest people that you saw over and over and over again. Fortunately, it's not like that anymore if you can hit 100% watch time. And the way that you're going to do this, you're going to do things like what this creator in my mentorship program has done to skyrocket her growth. She's literally gained hundreds of thousands of followers by making clips that are 5 seconds long. Now you're probably wondering, Rob, how on earth could she make clips 5 seconds long and actually get views and actually get followers? The way that she does it is she will create videos that have you go read the caption. Why does she do this? Because she realized that if people are reading the caption, the video is looping in the background, she's getting 100% watch time, she's getting more views, Instagram is then pushing her content out, and people love to share videos that have a really good caption. So essentially what ends up happening is this helps her get more views and more followers by making her videos shorter, and you need to make sure that you're doing the same exact thing. Essentially what you want to do, make the 5-second video, have it be really appealing with a really good hook, and this will be easy to do because you're not filming a 3-minute video, a 10-minute video. You're just making it 5 seconds long, so it just needs to be appealing within a 5-second long format. It's got to stop somebody from scrolling, and then in the description, you do the same exact thing. Your first sentence, the hook in the description, the only thing you want to be focused on with this is making sure that they read the next line and read the next line and read the next line. And the way that you do this is by invoking curiosity, preying on their weak point, preying on something funny, or making them think, what on earth is going to come next? And it's simple to be able to do this. So what you're going to do is write a long description. Essentially, you want the description to take 2 to 3 times longer to read than the actual video length. That's why you can't do this with a 30-second video, because you're not going to be able to write a 90-second thing that somebody's going to sit there and read on Instagram. Instead, it should take anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds to read it, and you need to make sure that that's how long it takes. But essentially what's going to happen, you're going to have the hook. You're going to have a story, some kind of content. It could be something funny, it could be something entertaining, it could be something educational. Then finally, you have a call to action. Get people to follow you in that description. They will take that action if you frame it within a way that the Instagram algorithm actually likes, which is going to be getting them to follow you if confirm XYZ. If you don't know what confirm XYZ means, let's say that you're making a post about finances. You could make that thing, follow me if you want to retire before you're 30 years old. Because obviously, if they read whatever that video was or they were interested in that, well then guess what's going to happen? They're then going to click follow, and this is going to get your content pushed out even more. Now, if you're still struggling to get followers on Instagram right now, and you want to get guaranteed followers, in fact, you want me to look at your account, tell you what to post, when to post, what hashtags to use, and so much more to guarantee that you get more followers on Instagram, or I'll give you your money back, go go to the link in the description below, get into my mentorship program. That's exactly what this does. There's zero risks for signing up. All the creators I've shared with you in this video that have gained hundreds of thousands of followers, they went through this program. Essentially in 30 days, I'm going to tell you everything you need to do to be successful on Instagram. We're going to consult together. We'll work on your videos. We'll work on the topics. We're going to work on all of that to guarantee that you get more followers on Instagram. And if you don't get more followers by the end of the 30 days, well, I'm going to give you your money back. So there's absolutely no risk here in signing up. You're going to get more followers on Instagram or get your money back. Where's the risk in that? I strongly suggest you sign up because there is a limited cohort right now, and in 2023, which is just a few days away, I'm going to be raising the price. So if you're seeing this before 2023, you're lucky. If you're seeing it after 2023, you need to get in again because basically I'm gonna just keep raising the price because more and more people want to work with me because the results are so great. Or if you're not interested in that, watch the next two videos I put up on the screen because they're the videos that YouTube thinks you should watch next.